Hi, everybody. Dr. Vardy here. I'm just going to really quick use this video to walk you through the creative writing portfolio assignment. I realized I hadn't gone through it yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will talk through this. This is just an intro to creative writing. And of course, because this course is narrative medicine, creative writing is a tool for narrative medicine. So that is the context that we're within here. This is not a creative writing course per se. For that, you should take one of our amazing creative writing classes here at Wayne. But this portfolio is intended to be a place where you can sort of go through all of the steps of working with a creative piece, or at least some of the main steps. There are probably many more, but what we want here is to be practicing Charon's work of representation as a step of narrative medicine. So the purpose here is to demonstrate your work with representation, okay? It's not to create the most heartbreaking work of staggering genius. This is not a place to have the most beautiful piece of creative writing, although I'm sure all of your pieces will be beautiful. But really, we just want a collection of a few works that you've demonstrated or that you've generated that demonstrate your skill of storytelling. And we've been reading about and discussing, and I've been posting these mini lectures to talk about different elements of storytelling that we've been considering, both as a potential listener to stories, but here as a writer of stories. So, how are you going to be utilizing your toolbox? How are you going to be demonstrating that close and rhetorical reading skill that can also be used as a writer? How are you going to be engaging your authentic, embodied voice as a writer? All of these things are going to be things that I'll be looking for when I'm looking at these portfolios. Not necessarily the most beautiful finished product, but a demonstration that you are grappling with these concepts. Okay, it's an important distinction. So, because that is our goal, we've got a few pieces to this that are pretty important. The first of which is that uh, I'm asking for some creative genres. You have done, or you will have done, at least 6 creative responses and maybe done some creative writing in your reflective journal as well. You need to complete or revise or start from scratch and then complete at least 3 creative pieces. That could be prose, that could be poetry. That could be, when it comes to prose, you can write nonfiction, but creative nonfiction. So thinking about on a moment or a snapshot, a bit of a memoir in a creative or lyrical way, or you can completely write fiction. So this final portfolio is going to ask for 3 complete pieces. However, one of those 3 complete pieces needs to have gone through a peer review process. I am intending that you use your small group that you've been doing reading discussions with for peer review also. And I want everyone to be able to get feedback from at least 2 classmates or maybe your entire small group. Based on my feedback that I've given on your creative responses and your peer review feedback that you get from your groups, you need to revise that piece. So taking feedback into consideration, making the necessary changes, maybe maybe this is iterative. Maybe you get feedback from me, you make some changes, you share it with your group, you make some more changes. I do want to say that I am going to let you guys decide how you want to conduct peer review. You can feel free to use your group discussion board in Canvas, or you can do it some other way. You guys could set up a Zoom chat. You guys could just asynchronously trade pieces and give comments that way. But make sure that whatever it is you decide, your entire group agrees to the process. Okay, last but not least, reflection. So, what the heck are we doing with these reflection journals? Well, as you know, I have not been collecting these. What I want from you is an embodied presentation of your reflection journals, but not with your face. We're going to maintain some sense of anonymity or privacy here. I'm asking for a 5 minute, no longer than that, like 5 minute max video of yourself talking through your reflective journal entries so far. This should be extemporaneous. So that means I don't want you to edit it. I don't want you to pause it, go back, and you shouldn't rehearse it. There shouldn't be a script for this. Although you may want to read through all of your journal entries first to kind of get a sense of what the patterns are. I would recommend that. But then just turn on your video and, just kind of like you can show, I would like you to show, how do I want to show you this? I have to find my notebook here. So you can show your notebook. This is just my beat around notebook here. And you can show your notebook. You can show your hands talking as you're flipping through. Maybe you're going to go like this, but don't show your face. Maybe you just want to show your notebook and like however you want to do it. But this is really important. The not showing your face part really emphasizes that this is not a performance. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get into your extemporaneous reflections, the things that you're noticing right off the top without that sort of hyper self-awareness that comes when we're on Zoom or know that we're sort of being seen in a voyeuristic way, I think. So this hopefully will increase your sense of self-empathy. It will hopefully unlock your reflective noticing so that you don't feel constrained or on the spot. So no face, just show your notebook, talk through it. You can flip through it. Talk us through what you're noticing, no more than 5 minutes. And that is what you're going to do for all of the portfolios. So every single time we do a reflective journal, I'm just trusting that you're doing it, because then when we get to this part, you're going to want to be able to talk through it and give me a sense of what you're noticing from your reflections over time. This can be thematic. You do not have to be specific with the content. You can point to specific examples. You can read passages that really stand out to you. Any of those things are totally fine for your reflective video. Okay, now you can see where I'm going with the grading of this. Really, the main point here is that you have at least 3 creative pieces that are finished, right? Writing is never done, it's just due. So 3 finished pieces, that's the bulk of this project. But going through the peer review process and making revisions to really tighten up and polish one of those 3 pieces is a significant chunk. And then the other significant chunk is the reflection video that you create. So bulk of the work should already be done or in process. And then your revision stuff and your reflection stuff will combine to kind of create the other bulk of this project. This project is due, I believe, on October 20th, but let's scoot down and make sure that that's where yes. All right, so here we go. Creative writing portfolio due October 20th. So I hope that you guys have fun as you continue to work on your creative responses, as I continue to give you feedback. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about any of my feedback. But other than that, that is the creative writing portfolio. So let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you later.